Hi, this is Demystifying Dallas, 1963, and I'm your host, Rick Ryman, a professor of history. This is not another site about the Kennedy assassination. At least it is not a channel primarily about the movement and mysteries of the participants of the events on November 22, 1963. What I explore are questions which have received little or no attention in the voluminous writing about the event in the last half-century. How do we know when we have enough evidence to decide what happened? How do we choose which to believe when items of evidence conflict with one another? Who bears the burden of proof in this crime of the century? Can we apply a philosophy to evidence analysis that has served us well in other confusing cases and that might bring a much-needed closure to this one? Along the way, what I analyze in this channel are the twists and turns in how we have remembered the assassination since 1963, why this has been so and at what cost, and how we ought to approach this event. More specifically, I try to make some sense of the puzzle that even as memory of the assassination has changed decisively at different points in the years since, one thing has never changed. We have consistently remembered it in ways guaranteed to have no endpoint. By endpoint, I mean a genuine search for the truth. In other words, most conspiracy writers, and a good many citizens, with the best of intentions, have remembered it with motives secondary to the search for truth. Closure has been a near universal goal, but closure on terms congenial to the favored memory of the writer has taken precedence over a genuine interest in the truth, considered as an independent entity. I take it for granted that there is such a thing as truth in the Kennedy assassination, just as in any historical event, and that the assassination unfolded in only one way, a way that is in principle possible to know. The nature of how we decide what we can know and when we can know something, such as who killed Kennedy and why, is the focus of this site. The only appropriate end to our understanding of an historical event is to determine, as best we can, the truth of what happened. But aside from a relative handful of authors, this has not been the object of Kennedy assassination literature. Most writers, indeed, have prioritized closure over truth. It is possible to do so because the two are not the same things. A hard-fought closure of the case that ignores such things as what John Adams called the stubborn nature of facts cannot and has not brought ourselves closer to the end of a true closure consistent with the facts. And so we continue to remember the Kennedy assassination to no legitimate end, and closure has become a chimera cloaking the event with an air of mystery that it scarcely deserves. No one is suggesting that we should ignore the possibility that future evidence discoveries might lead to a different conclusion. Such might occur, and it is also true that such might never occur. This need not trouble anyone. All we are searching for is a basis for what to believe now. The future will take care of itself. In the meantime, we live by our beliefs, and until or unless contradicted by other evidence, which may or may not ever materialize, we should be comfortable for the time being, and while we move on with our lives, holding the belief that wins in the competition between evidence and allegation. This channel will hold that the winning belief has not changed since the Warren Commission released its finds in 1964. After this more than half-century of testing and passing the test, would anyone be willing to bet money that it ever will? I hope you enjoy these videos, and welcome to this channel.